This is the Peak Design 3-liter sling from the V2 or version 2 lineup, which also includes 6 and 10-liter capacities. Now, there are numerous videos online already about this bag going into great detail about its great construction and materials, but did you know that there's also a 5-liter Peak Design sling? That's right, who knew? Well, if you've been following Peak Design for a while, then you know that this was from the version 1 lineup, but if you're new to the Peak Design family, then you might not have known that this version ever existed, because hardly anybody talks about it anymore. But that's what we're going to do here today, because I've had this for quite a while, and I really enjoy it. But I was getting ready for a trip here, and I thought, well, maybe I'll take a look at that 3-liter, because I'm trying to minimize my camera carry, and I wanted something that kind of goes closer to the body when I'm carrying it, so I can keep it in front of me. Essentially, I was looking for something that doesn't stick out as much, because as I'm walking through the city in some of these real crowded areas, I like to have my gear where I can see it. So that was part of the reasoning for getting this and giving it a try. Doesn't look as ridiculous, I don't think. Mind you, both of them look perfectly acceptable on my 5'8" frame when I carry it on the back. That's not a problem, but for carrying in front, I just wanted something a little bit different. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try this out, but as you can see, I haven't taken the tags off yet because I don't know if I'm going to keep it, and I'll tell you why. But if you're like me and you already have the 5-liter and you're thinking about downsizing to the 3, but you can't make up your mind, then let's look at a typical mirrorless setup, and hopefully this will help you to decide. Oh, and one more thing here before we get started. Today we are drinking Sugar Bee Espresso from Tony's Coffee. That's from up here in Bellingham. Sweet and syrupy with complex chocolate and fruit notes. Tastes kind of like a mocha without being a mocha, so definitely check it out. Alright, so here's an example setup of what I might want to bring with me. So on this side I've got kind of necessities, so for me, color checker. This is the color checker, photo and video. Microphone, I'm definitely going to be doing video. Now this is the small video micro, we'll go over soon. This fits pretty nicely, whereas the go-to microphone that I'm recording on right now does not fit very nicely. Batteries, probably 2 of them. A7 IV, that's what I primarily shoot on. This is a 16-35 lens. I switched over to the A7 III with a 20mm lens to record this, so if things look a little bit different, that's why. AirPods, if I'm walking around the city, probably want these. Memory card, at least one of these, maybe 2, maybe 3. Now these are kind of optional. Blower, always good to have, but probably not necessary for short day trips. This is a 24-105 lens. I'd like to bring it so I have some extra reach if I need it, but not strictly necessary. And then some kind of filter. Now, if I'm just carrying one filter, I'll probably put in this case. I might carry a CP with me, might carry an ND. If I want to carry a couple filters, I would probably put them in here. This helps compact things down a bit compared to having multiple of these hard shell cases, which are nice, but I don't need a bunch of protection since it's already going to be in a sling. These are nice. This is from Mindshift. It's called the Filter Nest Mini. And then if I'm out at night, I might want to bring along one of these lights. This is an Aperture MC. These are really nice. You can do full RGB on these. Pretty bright, pretty long battery life. Now, clear everything away. This is the new 3-liter V2. Has nice elastic on the sides here, so your stuff doesn't fall out when you open this up. This stays open to some extent on its own, so you can kind of sling this around your front. Switch out a lens if you can fit it. You can't fit the camera like that, it won't close, you gotta put it this way. So, already, this is a pretty tight fit. Oh, and this is the Peak Design clutch that I have sitting on here. I should probably show this to you. If you haven't seen this before, this helps to really get a good grip on your camera. You can kind of hang from it. Alright, so that's in there, that fits. I've got space here, elastic pocket on the inside. I can put a battery in there. That's okay. In fact, I might be able to put 2 batteries in here. Okay, there you go, there's that. Now, I've got this divider on this side. So for this, I can fit this Filter Nest Mini in here. No problem. That's about all I can fit in here. Now if you flip this around, open this up, you can put some memory cards in here, small objects, AirPods. I want those in here. So we can put that there, zip that up. Now this doesn't really want to close. You can see that's pretty difficult. And that's because of the AirPods. Let's take out the AirPods. Maybe we can put them on this side. Okay, that's a little bit better. So that closes. That's what it looks like. Now, did we get our microphone? Nope. Did we get another lens? Nope. Blower? Nope. Nothing else. So you can see how this is very, very limiting. Now for me, this might be acceptable. If I want to have the option of being able to hide my camera, kind of put it away for safekeeping so it's not visible, it's not hanging off a strap on me, it's not hanging off the side of this thing, we'll get to that, then this could work. Can have a little bit more room. If I don't take the Filter Nest Mini and I only do one of these hardshell cases, I can put that in here. And look, I might actually have room for the light, I think. Yeah. Yep, that'll close. But as you can imagine, I'm almost always going to have my microphone with me, because I'm most always going to be doing some kind of video. So what happens if we take out the divider? Swing this around, make it a little bit easier to see. So now with that divider out, I can actually put in this microphone here. And that closes up really nicely. This color checker, for me these days, is non-negotiable. So as long as we can slide that in, and if that closes, then we're good. So that works, so there you go. Now, we mentioned about carrying the camera externally. So if you wanted to do that, then that opens up a lot more options for you. So with a Peak Design capture clip, which lets this clip into a mount that you can put here. And on the 3-liter, they have a place to put that capture clip here, as well as here on the other side. So if you're going to carry this externally, then you can put your microphone on here, and that frees up the entirety of the bag now. So you got your batteries, memory cards we put in here. I can now put this lens in. I can set it up this way. That'll close perfectly fine. I could put additional filters in here. And look, I still have space. I can put a light here if I want to, if I'm out at night. And I still have some space. So if you really need all this extra stuff, then that's how you're going to have to deal with it. Oh yeah, here you go. You can probably put your blower in here. It's not a perfect fit, but it'll work. You can make it happen. There you go. So if you need all that stuff, that's how you have to do it. Color checker, that'll still go in here. That doesn't really impact anything. That's the one nice thing about this front pocket, is that it's not really impacted by what you put in here too much because of the way this is constructed on this wall. So I realized after filming yesterday that some of you probably want to see what this looks like with the 24-105 attached to the A7 IV body. So I could show you how that looks. Okay. So that goes in without issue, and you still have room on the side pockets to put a battery. Same with that side. Now filters, I think you might be able to squeeze in one of the hard shell cases on this side. Yep, that'll still close. Okay. However, something like the filter nest case here, possibly if you had one filter in, you might be able to squeeze it in here, but it's not going to really close, so I wouldn't recommend that. And then of course, you still have this pocket here. On the inside, this flap, I wouldn't put anything on this side, but I could put something like AirPods over here, because there's all this room here, above the lens barrel. Okay, so that closes. And you're wondering, can you put a microphone there? Let's see. Can I put the video micro here? It looks like yes, you can. Now, let's say you have something like the big boy here, the 100-400. Will that go in here? Will. It will. You can close it. Actually fits pretty perfectly, almost. This side's a little bit difficult. Let's see, can we do that a little bit better maybe? Now here, I just said these side pockets don't have much impact. Well, in this case they do. So if you want to put this in, then you can't get anything else in the side pockets. That's really tough to close. I actually don't know if that's going to close. It might not. Well, okay, it does. It's a little bit finicky, but it works. So that's one option. And if you do that, well, you still got some room up here. You can put some batteries in here, I suppose. Still got my AirPods in there. You can put a battery there because you got this room here, and that'll close just fine. You can put memory cards in there. So that's an alternative if you needed to carry that. And of course, then you're forced to carry your body externally. Camera body, that is. Now, while we're at it, we might as well test something like a small drone setup. So remote, and then something like the Mini 2. So that fits with plenty of extra room in here. I'm not exactly sure what else you'd want to put in here in terms of drone accessories, maybe some filters, something like that. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what this can carry. Again, if you're going to carry the camera body externally, then that gives you a lot of great options here, and that might just be what I end up doing. We'll see. But if I'm going to do that, I'm probably just going to put the camera on the strap because that's comfortable on my shoulder and I can keep the camera in front. It's easy access, easy to get to, so I don't miss a shot. And that might be one reason why you want to carry your camera externally. If you're walking around, you don't want to miss a shot, then, well, that's a lot faster to get to than opening this up and getting this out, and by then, well, whatever you wanted to capture has probably already gone by. That is a very good reason to keep your camera external. Now, I don't know if I yet like the idea of having the camera on the capture clip here, dangling off the side of this thing on the back where I can't see it because somebody might come up and grab it if they know how this thing works, which thieves are pretty smart, I think, these days. Well, some of them are, maybe. If they know how that works, then they can easily open up that mechanism, get this off, and, well, there goes your camera. So I don't really like that idea. If it's on the strap, then I can keep this in front, keep the camera in front of me, close to my hand, where I always know where it is, and that makes me feel more comfortable. So I don't really see myself using the capture clip attachment point here, but I might try it in certain circumstances. Anyway, let's take a look at the 5 liter and see what that looks like. Okay, so here is the trusty 5 liter. This I have taken, that out of the way, where it falls on my foot. This I have taken a number of places. It has the one divider. In fact, it might have another. Yeah, it does. That's all right, hold on. I forgot. This one came with 2 dividers, so another divider, but we're not going to use it because we are going to put the camera in this side. So there's A74 with 1635 attached. Now, on the 5 liter, it is trivial to put the 24 to 105 in here on the other side. Close that on up. Nice and easy. No problems. Color checker goes in here without issue. Okay, so if your requirement is that you have to have an extra lens, like a 24 to 105 or something similar size, and you want to be able to hide your camera in here with another lens attached, well, you're going to have a 5, or if you can't find this, a 6 liter. One of the nice things about the 5 liter, and the 6 liter also has this, is that you got this pocket on the inside, so if you wanted to put something like, I don't know, a filter box in here, you can do that. You got plenty of room. In fact, I haven't tried it, but I think you could put your light in here probably. Yep, that'll still close. So this gives you a lot more carry options. No, we almost forgot the microphone. I don't know if I can fit the microphone in here. Can I? Actually, you can. The video micro, that is. No problem. Bag just eats it up. Okay. We also have this pocket in here, so you can put your AirPods in here if you want to. You can put battery in here. You also got side pockets. The blower is one thing that will not fit. The filter nest, if you wanted to put this in here, then you're going to have to figure that out. I think, well, if you're not going to carry that box, then you might be able to fit it in here if it has just a couple filters in it. I haven't actually tried it, but will that close? I actually think it will. Starting to get a little bit tight, but it seems to work. MC light from Aperture, 24 to 105, Rode Video Micro, and A4 with 1635mm lens. AirPods, battery, another battery, and then front pocket. Still got my color checker, so that's that. Now the fun thing about the 5 liter is that you can actually fit, is he going to put that in there? Yes, he is. Actually fit the DJI FPV perfectly with room to spare. So you could probably put an extra battery in here, battery here. You're not going to be able to fit the controller, but that's okay. You can put the controller in your pocket probably. And you still have some room for some other little things like camera batteries. Access to this is pretty wide open without impinging on that, so there you go. That's another option with the 5 liter, and of course 6 liter. Now I think it should go without saying that if you wanted to carry the 100-400 in here, then you can do that quite easily. Okay, still got room on the side pockets here for batteries or whatever else have you. You still got this pocket here, so you might put your color checker in there, I don't know. You might put your light in there. And then you can put your microphone in here and whatever else, okay? Now, let me switch microphones real fast. Okay, so now I took this microphone off. This is the Video Mic Go 2. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger than the Video Micro, but it fits in here nicely, okay? No problem. Take out the 100-400. Let's put the A4 with the 16-35 back in here. Okay, and this bigger microphone, it fits perfectly well, okay? No problem in the 5 liter. Let's try the 3 liter and you'll see what I'm talking about with the microphone. Okay, so back to the 3 liter. Camera body, 16-35 lens. This microphone starts to become a very tight fit, okay? Can it go this way? Well, not really, not without smashing the suspension mount. I don't have anything in the side pockets there either, that's empty. Can you make it fit? I think so. Maybe. It's not easy because of that shock mount. Maybe it'll go this way. But see, then you're gonna have this metal coming in contact with your camera and that might scratch it, so I don't want to do that. It'll go that way. Doesn't go that way either because of the windshield. If you take the windshield off, then I think it'll work. Yeah, that'll close without any problem, but you probably want the windshield, depending on where you are. So I just wouldn't bother trying to take this, is what I'm getting at, because it doesn't fit well, and it's going to scratch your other gear up inside the bag probably. Okay, so I think this gives you a pretty good idea of the differences between the 3 liter and the 5 liter. It might not sound like a big difference, but it's actually a pretty big difference in terms of what you can fit inside these bags. So if you still can't decide, then I would say just try to determine what you think your camera style is like. The main point being if you're carrying your camera externally or not, and if you want the ability to hide it at times. You know, maybe you're going on public transit or something like that, you just want to hide it. You don't want people to know that you have an expensive camera, well, you might want to have space to put it away. Of course, if you don't need to carry another lens with you, well, I think that makes your decision pretty easy. You're just going to go with this 3 liter, that's probably all you need, and you still have room to carry a lot of stuff. And if you're just out shooting for the day, especially if it's just daytime, well, maybe you only need one lens. Maybe you only need that 16-35, especially with clear image zoom on video. You can still reach out pretty far. Or if you're going to carry something like a 24-105 around with you, then I would argue that you don't really need any other lens. If you need to step back a little bit, then you can always do that to get closer to that 16mm territory. That's always an option. And I would say if you're going to be carrying lenses like it's 100-400, you probably want a backpack anyway, and you're probably going to have a tripod. You're probably out doing more extended shooting, so that's where the 15-liter backpack might come into play, which I will look at in another video here in the near future. But for just, kind of city photography, street photography, what have you, touristy photography, yeah, 16-35 or 24-105 is always a great option. And in that case, something like this 3 liter is perfect for your everyday carry needs. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the 3 liter versus the 5 liter for everyday slim camera carry. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If this video helped you out, then let me know by giving it a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'll see you next time.